Fame. It looks like the ultimate prize. Red carpets, flashing cameras, fans screaming your name, and millions in the bank. For most people, fame is the dream. But here's the thing no one tells you: fame is fragile. It's like a glass house, shiny on the outside, but one wrong move and it all comes crashing down. Today, we're going to uncover the shocking stories of celebrities who had it all, and then lost everything practically overnight. From box office superstars to sports legends and chart-topping singers, these stories prove that in Hollywood and beyond, nothing lasts forever. We often assume that celebrities are untouchable. With their millions of dollars, massive mansions, and endless fame, it feels like they live in another world entirely. But behind the flashbulbs and private jets, celebrities are still human, and sometimes, they make mistakes that cost them everything. One bad investment. One scandal. One headline. And a fortune that took years to build can vanish in a single night. So let's break down some of the most jaw-dropping examples of celebrities who lost everything, and explore the dark side of fame that most people never see. Number 1. MC Hammer. We'll start with MC Hammer. At his peak in the early 1990s, Hammer wasn't just famous, he was a global phenomenon. His hit, "You Can't Touch This," turned him into a pop culture legend, and his net worth ballooned to more than $70 million. But Hammer's downfall came from his own generosity and his spending habits. He bought a $30 million mansion with gold-plated gates, filled it with luxury cars, and hired over 200 staff members, from bodyguards to horse trainers. He wasn't just living rich, he was living like a king with an entire army on payroll. The problem? Fame doesn't last forever. When album sales dropped and the tours slowed down, Hammer's income collapsed, but his expenses didn't. By 1996, just a few years after he was one of the richest rappers in the world, he filed for bankruptcy. Practically overnight, Hammer went from rap royalty to broke. It's a painful reminder that even at the top, money isn't infinite. Number 2. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan's story is one of the most famous Hollywood downfalls. She started young, stealing the spotlight in The Parent Trap and dominating the early 2000s with hits like Mean Girls. She was talented, beautiful, and set to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. But the pressure of fame hit hard. Paparazzi chased her everywhere. Tabloids fed off her every mistake. Then came DUIs, drug charges, multiple rehab stays, and countless court appearances. By her mid-20s, Lindsay wasn't landing roles anymore. Studios didn't trust her, brands didn't want to work with her, and her fortune was drained by legal fees, unpaid taxes, and a lifestyle spiraling out of control. She didn't just lose her money, she lost her reputation. And in Hollywood, once your reputation is gone, the phone stops ringing overnight. Number 3. Nicolas Cage. Now let's talk about Nicolas Cage. This is a story of too much money, and way too many castles. Cage was once one of the highest paid actors in the world, earning tens of millions per year. But instead of saving, he splurged on some of the wildest purchases ever made in Hollywood. We're talking 15 mansions, including one worth $25 million, 2 European castles, a private island in the Bahamas, a collection of rare cars and motorcycles, and yes, even a dinosaur skull. But the IRS doesn't care how many castles you own. When Cage fell behind on his taxes, they came knocking. He owed millions in unpaid taxes, forcing him to sell off most of his fortune. It happened fast. One year, he was an Oscar-winning star with an empire of real estate. The next, he was struggling to pay the bills. Number 4. Charlie Sheen. Few downfalls were as dramatic and public as Charlie Sheen's. At his peak, Sheen was the highest-paid TV actor in the world, making $1.8 million per episode on 2.5 Men. He was living every Hollywood dream: fame, fortune, and an endless supply of attention. But in 2011, it all collapsed. After bizarre interviews, public rants, and battles with addiction, Sheen was fired from the show. Practically overnight, his career vanished. It didn't stop there. Sheen later revealed he was HIV positive and had spent millions trying to keep the diagnosis private. Combined with lawsuits, medical expenses, and years of reckless spending, his fortune evaporated. The man who shouted, "Winning!" to the world ended up losing almost everything. Number 5. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's story is almost Shakespearean. At just 20 years old, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Over his career, Tyson earned more than $400 million and spent nearly all of it. Exotic cars, jewelry, mansions, and even pet tigers were part of his shopping list. But reckless spending wasn't the only problem. Legal troubles, divorce settlements, and time in prison drained his fortune even faster. By 2003, Tyson declared bankruptcy with $23 million in debt. The man who was once unbeatable in the ring had been defeated by money mismanagement. Number 6. Britney Spears. Britney Spears' story is about more than just money, it's about freedom. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Britney was unstoppable. She was the princess of pop, selling millions of records and performing in sold-out arenas. But by 2007, the cracks began to show. Under constant media pressure and paparazzi harassment, Britney suffered a very public breakdown. We all remember the images. Britney shaving her head, attacking paparazzi cars, and being labeled unstable by the media. Overnight, her career stalled. She lost custody of her kids and was placed under a conservatorship that controlled her finances and personal life for more than a decade. Britney eventually made a comeback, but her story shows how fame doesn't just take your money, it can strip away your autonomy. Number 7. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes was another rising star who lost it all. She started young, starring in Nickelodeon shows and hit films like She's the Man. But as she entered adulthood, things spiraled. By the early 2010s, Amanda faced legal issues, bizarre public outbursts on social media, and multiple hospitalizations. Practically overnight, her acting career ended, and she stepped away from Hollywood entirely. Her fortune, once estimated in the millions, dwindled quickly. And while Amanda has since sought help and worked on her recovery, her story is a sobering reminder of how fast fame can break someone down. Number 8. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter, the younger brother of Backstreet Boys' Nick Carter, became a teen pop sensation in the late 90s and early 2000s. He sold millions of records, toured the world, and seemed destined for long-term success. But fame hit too early. By his early 20s, Aaron faced lawsuits, substance abuse struggles, and bankruptcy. In 2013, he filed for bankruptcy, claiming less than $10,000 in assets against millions in debt. Aaron's tragic story ended in 2022, when he passed away at just 34. His life is a heartbreaking example of how fame can give everything in childhood, and take it all away in adulthood. So what do all these stories tell us? They show us that fame isn't always a blessing. It's fragile, fleeting, and often toxic. Money comes fast, but so do the pressures, fans demanding perfection, tabloids waiting for you to slip up, and entourages pushing you to spend more, party harder, and live larger. For celebrities, one mistake can erase decades of work. One scandal can destroy a career. And one bad investment can burn through millions overnight. At the end of the day, fame doesn't guarantee happiness or stability. So the next time you see a celebrity flaunting their mansion or luxury cars, remember, the same fame that built their empire could take it all away tomorrow. Fame is a double-edged sword. It creates legends, but it also destroys them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark side of fame, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, which celebrity downfall shocked you the most?